Ross Perot, at one point dropped out of the presidential race because he believed the CIA or maybe the Republican Party was going to get into the church at his daughter's wedding and disrupt it in a way that would make everybody think she was a lesbian. Ross Perot actually, overall, did great in his independent campaign for president. He got a fifth of the vote nationwide. He moved a lot of people. He also, however, turned out to be a little nutty. I mean, not a lot nutty. He turned out to be a little nutty. If you want a lot nutty, that has also happened in presidential politics.
At Washington's National Press Club today, Lyndon LaRouche met the press for the first time since his followers scored upset victories in the Illinois Democratic primary. LaRouche denied charges that he is an anti-Semite and a fascist. He said that his critics are insane, homosexual, and pro-Soviet drug dealers. NBC's Mark Nycanen was among the reporters who gathered to hear what else he had to say.
The press club was packed, reflecting a growing interest in LaRouche, who says he comes from a long political tradition.
If Abe Lincoln were alive, he'd probably be standing up here with me today.
LaRouche said voter support for his organization comes from farmers, blacks, and blue-collar workers.
They want me to stick it to Washington. That's what the voters want.
And that's exactly what he did today, claiming that President Reagan's chief of staff, Donald Regan, was a key figure in laundering profits made from drug deals.
You have to put the bankers who do that, like Donald Regan, presently chief of staff of the White House, put them in jail where they belong. Because Donald Regan set up the drug money laundering operation.
LaRouche called other government leaders idiotic and berserk and claimed to be the target of assassins. This is how he responded when we asked whether his followers are expected to turn over their personal assets to his organization, the subject of last night's report.
Look, you guys are a bunch of liars. How can I talk with a drug pusher like you?
LaRouche said his policies would revitalize the United States and warned that some people have paid a high price for not listening to him.
For example, President Marcos was opposed to me, and he fell as a result.
Mark Nycanen, NBC News, Washington.
Lyndon LaRouche. That was 30 years ago in Washington, 1986. Lyndon LaRouche ran for president in 1976, 1980, 1984, 1988, 1992, 1996, 2000, and 2004. Lyndon LaRouche ran as a candidate for president, also basically as a cultist who preached the secret tyranny of the British. Yes, the British. And he always, always, always preached the impending end of the world.
We are now in the next 18 to 24 months. The world is gripped with the most dangerous, most momentous, and most profound developments in the past 5 centuries of human history. At stake is the question of whether we shall emerge from the 1990s into a prolonged new dark age which will engulf this planet for 100 or 200 years to come, a dark age in which the population of this planet will sink from over 5 billion to, at most, a few hundred million. A time, a dark age in which a nightmare beyond belief will control this world. We have come to the end of a 650-year cycle in European and in world history. Within a short period of time, it may be weeks, it may be months, it may be 2 or 3 years. I doubt it will be longer than months or a couple of years. The entire financial and monetary system of this planet is not merely going to collapse, it is going to disintegrate. This entire planetary civilization will end before the conclusion of this century, probably in a year or two. And that for a period of 50 to 100 to 200 years following, this whole planet will go through a dark age in which the level of population will fall to several hundred million people. That nearly everybody's family will be wiped out. There will be no grandchildren, no great-grandchildren, for most, for virtually anybody.
Lyndon LaRouche ran for president 8 times. And as far as I know, he's not dead yet, and the world's not over yet. So who knows, maybe he'll run again this year, too. LaRouche ran 8 times, once as an independent, 7 times he ran trying to win the Democratic nomination for president. He did not get close. Somebody who did get within shooting distance of a major party nomination was my Uncle Pat, who is not really my uncle, but I have always called him that. All sorts of people have run for president in our great nation. Good and bad. What has never happened before is that one of the 2 parties in the 2-party system of the oldest and most successful major democracy on earth, the world's lone superpower, one of the 2 parties in that system, in our political system, somehow became vulnerable and weak enough to be taken over this time, to lose to this guy. That's new. That has never been, that we never knew this would befall us. This has never happened before to our country. This is history. God bless America.